What's up, everybody? I'm John Cena! Actually, I'm Dev, and I really hope the rumors about Cena playing the lead in Shazam are true. The 16-time world champion has already conquered sports entertainment, and now that his in-ring career is winding down, the leader of the C Nation is about to make a big splash in Hollywood. Honestly, you can make the case for Cena as pretty much any superhero. But the face that runs the place seems tailor-made for Shazam. So let's go through 5 reasons why we can see John Cena as Shazam. But first, let's give a little background on the Big Red Cheese himself.
Try and stop me, you big red cheese!
Who is Shazam? The hero formerly known as Captain Marvel has been rebooted, revamped, and renamed a ton since his debut in 1940.
They will blow up the mountainside and bury them under a landslide. What?
But the basic concept has always been the same. An ancient wizard grants a little orphan boy named Billy Batson the power of the gods. And when he speaks the word Shazam, he transforms into Earth's mightiest mortal, Captain Marvel. He's named Shazam now, but we'll get to that later on. Basically, he's Superman with magic powers and a more colorful supporting cast.
Mackie, Kid's Guardian Angel, Superhero Talent Scout. Guess I do a bit of everything.
Now, I'm not saying Jimmy and Lois aren't great, but call me when Soup starts hanging around with talking tigers and hillbilly versions of himself. The biggest factor that sets Shazam apart is our first reason that Cena is perfect for the role. He's a child at heart. In most incarnations, when Billy Batson transforms into Shazam, his personality doesn't really change.
Sorry. The guy just cracks me up.
He might look like a massively jacked version of Fred McMurray, but beneath all of that muscle, he's still just a little kid. It's one of the most intriguing secret identities in all of comics, and there's a ton of potential to explore with the live action performance. So what does this have to do with John Cena? Well, for one thing, just look at what the guy wears. If you let a 5-year-old dress themselves, odds are they'll come out looking like John Cena. Don't let the neon wristbands and jorts fool you. John Cena is a grown man with unflappable morals, but at the same time, he's still got a childlike innocence and a sense of humor. Big Match John can be serious when he needs to be, but he can also make poop jokes. Look, if anyone can capture the duality at the core of Shazam's character, it's the man who hosted the ESPYs and the Kids' Choice Awards within 1 year. It also doesn't hurt that he's a talented actor. You don't become one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time without an assload of charisma, though that's not really a requirement these days when playing a superhero.
I'm no good to you, to anyone. This is all my fault.
Regardless, Cena's got it in spades and not just between the ropes. Over the last few years, he's been popping up in all kinds of, I would say, interesting roles. He's got that hilarious cameo as a drug dealer in Sisters.
I got Molly, I got her sister Sandra, I got Big Frank, I got Birth Control, I got Plan B, I got that morphine from China they took off the market.
Played Amy Schumer's boyfriend in Trainwreck.
I'm a big guy. Everybody wants to fight the big guy.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg, shut your bitch up.
Mark Wahlberg?
And if you ever want to see John Cena as a roided out Austrian cyclist, look no further than Tour de Pharmacy.
I'm here with Gustav Ditters. Look like you were carrying a few extra pounds.
This is what happens when you train super hard on the bicycle.
Granted, none of these roles exactly scream superhero, but he's got more range than you'd expect from someone who's been playing the same character on TV for 15 years. And I like to see him sink his teeth into a cheesy, cheerful character like Shazam.
Holy moly, the Triceratops! Sorry, Batman, I don't want to miss the dinosaurs.
Now, Cena's success probably wouldn't have happened without another ultra-charismatic pro wrestler paving the way.
Did you make a penis?
Dude.
What is wrong with you?
If he's a planet, how could he make a baby with your mother? He would smush her.
No, not the animal Batista. When it comes to Shazam, what matters is that he's The Rock's arch rival.
Look at us, John Cena. We are completely opposite. We look different. We talk different. We fight different. But the truth is, we're very similar.
Dwayne Johnson's first big role was as the Scorpion King in The Mummy Returns, and while it achieved a new high standard for special effects, his solo prequel didn't exactly set the box office on fire. But that didn't stop the great one, and today he's the highest paid, largest grossing actor in the world. In 2014, DC signed The Rock to play Black Adam in the Shazam movie. Adam's kind of a dark mirror of Shazam, more of an anti-hero kind of guy.
I did not spend 5,000 years traveling across the infinite void of space to be thwarted by some man-child.
He was born a slave in ancient Kahndaq, and after he was granted power and immortality by the same wizard who gave Billy his powers, he became the deadly protector of the fictional country. Black Adam isn't exactly a household name, but that's gonna change now that he's being played by the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. And if Cena is really a frontrunner for Shazam, the two could relive their epic WWE rivalry. From 2011 to 2013, the feud between The Rock and John Cena dominated the wrestling world. Their dream match at WrestleMania 28 had the tagline "once in a lifetime," so of course they had a rematch at next year's Mania.
At WrestleMania 29, your time is up. My time is now.
Their chemistry was undeniable and their rivalry was a huge success.
No.
If they can transfer that heat to the movie screen as Shazam and Black Adam, we're in for one hell of a slobber knocker, folks. Another thing about Cena is that he's a real-life superhero. In wrestling lingo, the bad guys are called heels while the heroes are known as babyfaces.
You look great. You look a babyface, huh?
And besides a brief stint at the beginning of his career, John Cena has always been a babyface. Even when fans hate his guts, he never gives up on his core values of hustle, loyalty, and respect. And that's not just the character he plays on TV. Cena is a busy guy, and when he's not busting his ass in the ring or learning Mandarin for WWE's China expansion, he devotes his spare time to charity work, especially for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He's granted over 500 wishes to sick kids who wanted to meet their hero, by far the most in the organization's history. Anyone who inspires that much joy and hope is already a hero in my book, and I know those qualities will make for an incredible Shazam. Now, the last reason Cena is such a great pick is that no one will mistake him for Brie Larson. So let me explain what I mean. Shazam was originally known as Captain Marvel, and he wasn't always a DC character. He was created by a company called Fawcett, and in the 40s he was the most popular superhero in the world. He was even the subject of the first ever superhero movie, a 1941 serial called The Adventures of Captain Marvel.
Shazam!
But before the superhero genre was established, DC felt that every big beefy guy in tights infringed on their Superman copyright. So they sued. Objection! Even though DC probably would have lost, Fawcett settled out of court after superhero comics fizzled out in the 50s. By the time DC decided to buy the character and bring him back in 1972, Marvel Comics had already snatched up the trademark with their own creed, Captain Marvel. They danced around the issue for a while, but in 2012, the character was officially renamed Shazam during the New 52 reboot. Meanwhile, the House of Ideas have revitalized their own Captain Marvel, thanks to Kelly Sue DeConnick's hit series starring Carol Danvers. She's finally getting her own movie in 2019. Unfortunately, that's the same year Shazam is due to release. It probably won't mean much to most audiences, but there are some old timers out there who might remember when Captain Marvel meant a big red guy with a frilly Elvis cape. One glance at the two Captains Marvel should clear that right up though. Unless she's doing some serious bulking up, there's no way Brie Larson's gonna get confused for a 6'1", 250-pound Fruity Pebbles spokesman.
Fruitalicious complete breakfast. Fruity Pebbles.
Look, for now this casting rumor is just that, a rumor. But once the idea got in our heads, it was hard to imagine anyone else in the role. Also, our writer Moose is literally begging for a Cena video, right Moose? Honesty, loyalty.
Hustle.
Hustle.
Loyalty. Respect. And
jorts. So hopefully we won't have to wait too long for John Cena to officially announce Shazam is here. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I had a ton of fun making this, but our writer Moose had even more fun making it. If there are WWE superstars you want to see in Marvel movies or DC movies or any superhero movies out there, let us know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to Now This Nerd. Thank you.